Good Wednesday evening, May 21st, and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. The body of a young Quincy woman was recovered by authorities on Tuesday from inside her vehicle at the bottom of a rural irrigation canal in Quincy. Local nonprofit organization Our Valley, Our Future will host a Wildfire Symposium on June 25th to educate community members on wildfire safety precautions. Expect seasonal temperatures through the rest of this week with unseasonably warm weather this Memorial Day weekend. I'll have your full local weather forecast coming up. Wenatchee Valley College will reduce courses and suspend 7 academic programs as cost-saving measures to improve the financial viability of the institution. Suspended programs announced this week include graphic design, machining, adult English learning courses, an engineering technology bachelor's degree, and others. Wenatchee Valley College Vice President of Instruction Todd Treat told NCWLIFE the 42 students enrolled in the suspended programs will be able to finish them, though no more students can enroll in those programs. Full-time faculty in those programs will have the option to remain on staff and teach other subjects. All affected full-time faculty are invited to remain with the college with a transfer to a different topic area. The college said the changes come as the state faces a $12 billion budget shortfall, though Treat said potential impacts of that shortfall are currently unknown. The body of a young Quincy woman was recovered by authorities on Tuesday from inside her vehicle at the bottom of a rural irrigation canal in Quincy. A helicopter flying over a nearby orchard on Monday had spotted the submerged vehicle and alerted authorities. Investigators with the Grant County Sheriff's Office believe that 24-year-old Erica Martinez Chavez had driven into the canal and drowned after losing control of her vehicle while driving near Road 7 Northwest and Road R Northwest. The canal is 20 feet deep and 75 feet wide. Her next of kin has been notified and her body is now in the care of Grant County Coroner Craig Morrison, who will conduct an autopsy. Demolition crews on Tuesday removed the last remnants of a community mural that stood near the foot of 5th Street in Wenatchee since 2011. Our friends at the Wenatchee World documented some of the removal. The mural at 5th and Worthen was 128 feet long and painted by Wenatchee Public School students celebrating the city's outdoor recreation culture. Part of the artwork depicted Wenatchee cyclist Tyler Farah as he won a stage of the Tour de France that year. The demolition makes way for a new building in the Riverfront Village apartment complex. The Washington legislature's work is done for now. Almost a month after they adjourned, Governor Ferguson signed their operating budget for the next 2 years on Tuesday, including billions of dollars in new taxes. From the Olympia News Bureau, Murrow News fellow Albert James shows us the governor's thought process as he mulled over the spending plan and what's to come before the next legislative session.
This session, we made investments in issues that are critical to Washingtonians. We also made hard, but I think fiscally responsible choices.
Governor Ferguson says the $77.9 billion budget he signed into law Tuesday was one of balancing cuts with new taxes. It relies on nearly $9 billion in new revenue over the next 4 years from increased capital gains and estate taxes, expanding sales taxes to more services, and bumping up taxes on businesses. While he only vetoed one portion of the revenue package, the governor acknowledged adjustments to the tax bills could be needed next session.
We've heard from a lot of folks in these past few weeks, and we're going to make sure that we have a lengthy conversation with folks on each of those revenue streams to make sure that there are not any unintended consequences.
Business groups argue the tax increases will ultimately be passed on to consumers through higher costs and only adds on to challenges coming from tariffs and trade threats from the federal government.
It exacerbates what was already going to be a difficult business environment by adding more costs on top of it and more uncertainty.
Republicans criticized the governor for signing the budget and tax increases, believing Ferguson went back on promises of affordability and fiscal responsibility. In a statement, Senator Nikki Torres of Pasco said in part, quote, "By approving both the budget and tax increases today, he is making Washington even more unaffordable." With an updated revenue forecast due next month, the governor says he's, quote, not optimistic the state's financial situation will improve. He's also weary of federal funding cuts forcing lawmakers to change the budget before reconvening in January, but believes spending cuts and maintaining the state's rainy day fund will help them out.
The federal government could do something dramatic where we need to take a look at our situation. That said, I feel we've done everything we could to prepare ourselves for that.
In Olympia, I'm Albert James reporting.
When we come back, Governor Bob Ferguson authorized the sale of a special license plate depicting the iconic Smoky bear on Tuesday, and American tribal leaders spoke in Congress Tuesday to support the Forest Act, a Republican initiative that would expand the role of Indian groups in managing forest health. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect, no matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
At Abby's, Toppings to the Edge is a promise we've kept for 60 years and counting. We load our pizzas with fresh ingredients, quality meats, and real cheese, so every bite is legendary. If you can find a better pizza, buy it. Abby's, you just can't top it. Right now, every day is Taco Tuesday at Abby's. Our Taco Especial is on sale 7 days a week. This giant pizza serves up to 6 people and is at a very special price. Order at abbys.com. Give us a call or just drop by. We're family-owned Abby's, a legendary pizza tradition.
Local nonprofit organization Our Valley, Our Future will host a Wildfire Symposium on June 25th to educate community members on wildfire safety precautions. The symposium will take place at the Wenatchee Valley College from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and is free to attend, though online registration is required. Topics covered will include forest management, the capabilities of local fire departments, impacts of wildfire smoke, and more. Presenters will include Wenatchee Valley Fire Department Chief Brian Brett, University of Washington Professor Elizabeth Walker, fire scientist Paul Hesberg, and more. Smoky Bear is hitting the road to continue wildfire prevention awareness. Governor Bob Ferguson authorized the sale of a special license plate depicting the iconic Smoky Bear on Tuesday. The plates will help fund the Washington State Department of Natural Resources efforts to prevent human-caused wildfires and support wildland firefighters. DNR Commissioner Dave Upthegrove said in a news release that 90% of wildfires are started by humans, and there was no better advocate for wildfire prevention than Smoky Bear. The plates will cost $40 to purchase and $30 to renew, beginning on November 1st. Conservative activist Tim Iman was an uninvited guest Tuesday as Governor Bob Ferguson signed amendments to Washington's Parental Bill of Rights. The legislature this year adopted changes to water down I-2081, the initiative that would have given parents broad authority over children's public education. Iman, who is now bankrupt after Ferguson prosecuted him as Attorney General for violating campaign finance law, said he attended the signing ceremony to stand in silent opposition. Ferguson approved the law change in front of a packed chamber of supporters. He went on to sign a bill requiring a permit to purchase firearms, as well as one from 12th District Senator Keith Gaynor that encourages middle housing development in rural areas. American tribal leaders spoke in Congress Tuesday to support the Forests Act, a Republican initiative that would expand the role of Indian groups in managing forest health. The Colville Confederated Tribes produce commercial timber from their forests, and Executive Director Cody Daddle is also president of the Intertribal Timber Council. The bill would expand pilot programs for tribal efforts to produce wood fuel products, as well as the rich soil additive called biochar. Daddle told the House Natural Resources Committee that it could offer multiple benefits for indigenous communities.
One, from a risk management perspective, by finding and developing markets for those two products, it gives an economically viable way to get that material out of the woods. It reduces field loadings that would reduce the future impacts of fires. In addition to that, on the economic side, by providing an economic value for that product, it gives us the ability to do more work, more restoration work on the landscape through time. That much of the work we do is funding limited. So if we can generate revenue from those forest products, it allows us to accomplish those land management goals and objectives faster.
Coming up next, reinforcing your home against the threat of wildfire may be simpler than you think. Chelan County Fire District 1 offers advice and resources in tonight's feature story. Warmer weather on tap by the end of the week, with temperatures reaching the mid-80s this long Memorial Day weekend. I'll have all the details coming up in your full local weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
Central Washington Water understands the power of healing waters. If part of your wellness routine includes hot heat from a sauna, Central Washington Water now carries indoor and outdoor infrared and hot rock saunas by Tilo. Research shows there are many health benefits to a cold plunge after a good workout or relaxing time in your sauna. Harness the power of water in a hot spring spa, plug-and-play spas, a Tilo sauna, or a cold plunge tub. Stop by Central Washington Water, your wellness experts.
Between juggling groceries, preparing meals, and lending a helping hand, you're a hero without a cape. But who's there to support you? Aging and Adult Care honors caregivers like you, the relatives, friends, and neighbors, helping loved ones remain safely at home. Aging and Adult Care offers chore services, respite, personal care, and more. Serving Chelan, Douglas, Grant, Lincoln, Adams, and Okanagan counties, call Aging and Adult Care at 1-800-572-4459 for caregiver support.
It's the Click It RV Moses Lake pre-Memorial Day sales event with huge manufacturer's discounts from Forest River, StarCraft, and more. Get zero down financing and no payment for 90 days. And get top dollar for your trade. And as our way of saying thank you, active military and veterans get a $500 parts and service card.
And talk about giveaways. Win a StarCraft trailer or $30,000 in cash.
And get a 65-inch TV with every purchase. Nobody beats a Click It RV deal. We guarantee it. Don't miss the Click It RV Moses Lake pre-Memorial Day sales event, May 18th to the 30th.
In tonight's feature story, reinforcing your home against the threat of wildfire may be simpler than you think. Hillary Hurd is the Community Wildfire Liaison for the Wenatchee Valley Fire Department. She inherited the role from John Riley, who was liaison for Chelan County Fire District 1 from 2015 to 2019. On the Chelan County Connection podcast, Hurd says her agency can offer plenty of advice and resources for homeowners who don't want their property to suffer during fire season.
I try and come in, make our crew's job a little bit easier to do prevention work and educate the homeowners so they know what the risks are. And, it's an expensive proposition thinking about re-landscaping your entire property. So I really try, and when I meet with homeowners, try and give them recommendations that they can do in the short term, in the near term, and then the long term. And we're always looking for grant funding to help offset those costs as well. Our position started in 2015 after the Sleepy Hollow fire. The chief at the time thought it would be a good opportunity to create a liaison between the fire department to work closely with the community to become responsive to their needs and educate folks about wildfire preparedness. People can contact us for a home assessment or defensible space assessment via our website or by calling the station. And depending on which of those two I'm doing, I like to come out and meet with a homeowner for about an hour. Generally, we go out and we start first talking about the concerns that they have surrounding their property, just so you can get a good idea of what risks they feel like they would like it to have addressed, and then kind of jump right into it. We follow the principles of the home ignition zone. So basically you start looking at the structure and work out 5 feet from there, 30 feet, and then if it's appropriate, 100 feet to see what the wildfire risks are. What I try and get people to think about, springtime is a great time to tackle these chores because you're already out doing maintenance. You can come by the fire station. We have free yard waste bags that you can use to clean up the pine needles underneath your pine tree, put the debris that's in your gutter, get out dead and down material in your limbs, and you can take those yard waste bags down to Stimult Organics south of town for no charge at all. So that's a good opportunity to do that. And then I think that thinking about any plantings that you're going to be doing, we have a fire adapted plant guide that our partner agency from the Master Gardeners have developed. It's a very friendly plant guide. You can find that on our website. That'll give you some recommendations on where, if you're looking for ground cover, what types of ground cover are fire adapted, anything, and then anything to windbreaks and things like that. So there's a lot of resources out there to help you.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a great Wednesday. And boy, it was a nice one out there. The good part about today, not much wind. We did have a few of those fair weather clouds out there as we look out our weather window from this afternoon down at the Wenatchee Valley. And it wasn't bad. Still temperatures below where they should be for this time of year. But boy, will we ever make that up as we get into the upcoming weekend. In fact, as we get into Friday, we are looking at mostly sunny skies here. Really no chance for showers for us with temperatures in the mid 70s. We are going into the upper 70s with sunshine on Saturday. And then look at Sunday and Monday. Sunny both days. I don't think we have any chance for thunderstorms per se here, but we will be in the mid 80s Sunday and the mid 80s as well on Memorial Day Monday. So boy, get out there and enjoy this weekend if you have the chance. As I mentioned today, a little bit cooler than normal. Unofficially, our high temperature 69 degrees. 73 is our normal high for this time of year. Our record heat 89 degrees, and that was set way back in 1963. 45 this morning, a few degrees below 50, which is our normal low for this time of year. And our record low 36, and that was set in 2010. Sunrise this morning 5:17, and it sets tonight at 8:39. Taking a look at your Thursday temperatures, they'll be a lot like today, maybe slightly warmer, but boy, as you look at this map, all kinds of 70s on the map. In the Columbia Basin, Moses Lake, Ephrata, and Quincy. Also from Ellensburg into Wenatchee, all the way up Highway 97 into Omak. All of us will enjoy 70 degrees. And then in the upper elevations, just slightly cooler, mid 60s for Lake Wenatchee, 68 and 69 for Leavenworth and Cashmere. Tomorrow afternoon should be a nice one. All right, tonight we expect mostly cloudy skies, mainly from this little area of low pressure. It's bringing clouds our way, and we will see the first kind of cloud shield from that tonight. And then as we get into our overnight hours, we do expect maybe some rain showers, 30% in the morning, and it's right there coming up from the southwest. The question is, will it reach us for Thursday? Partly cloudy in the afternoon tomorrow with high temperatures right around 70, so it might be a little wet to start the day tomorrow. For Friday, mostly sunny skies, beautiful ridge of high pressure building over the Pacific Northwest. We will see highs on Friday into the mid 70s, so that'll be the first day we jump to above normal temperatures. And boy, it's going to be nice all up and down the west coast. Maybe a few high clouds on Saturday. Call it mostly sunny to kick off our Memorial Day weekend, and it looks beautiful. High temperatures Saturday near that 80-degree mark, and even warmer than that as we get into the end of the long weekend. Sunday, sunny skies, as that ridge of high pressure holds over our area. Once again, maybe a few high clouds out there Sunday afternoon. Look at those temperatures, mid-80s, 10 to 15 degrees above where we should be for this time of year. And then your Memorial Day Monday, maybe a few clouds into western Washington. We will see mostly sunny skies here. Our unseasonably warm weather will continue with highs in the mid-80s for Monday. And then by the end of our forecast on Tuesday, mostly sunny. Great big area of low pressure is really squeezing our ridge by Tuesday. We're still going to stay warm though for Tuesday with high temperatures again in those mid-80s. All right, your 7-day forecast, 52 warm degrees overnight tonight. Maybe an early morning shower tomorrow, giving way to partly cloudy skies in the afternoon for Thursday and 70 degrees. And by Friday, this is where the warm-up begins. Mostly sunny Friday and Saturday, 74 Friday, 79 on Saturday. And look at those temperatures Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Mostly sunny skies, 85 Sunday, up to 86 on Memorial Day Monday, and 84 degrees for your high temperature on Tuesday. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Happy Wednesday. Following an hour-and-a-half rain delay, the Mariners offense felt like somebody threw a wet blanket on it in a 1-0 loss to the White Sox in Chicago. Seattle managed just 3 hits on the cold and wet night at Rate Stadium as the White Sox eked out the victory. It was a bullpen day for the Mariners. And actually, Casey Lawrence did an excellent job. He gave up a run on 6 hits in 5 innings, struck out 2, didn't walk anybody. After the 2 teams wrap up the series today, Seattle heads for Houston tomorrow to begin a 4-game series with the Astros. Tomorrow's game set to start at 5:10, and that'll be on Root Sports Northwest. By the way, the Mariners did win today. They got 3 home runs, one from, Julio, one from Cal Raleigh, and another from Leotis, that guy, the Taveras, that dude. 2-run shot in the 8th. The Mariners hold on for a 6-5 win. Now, the Astros, of course, the next opponent. Speaking of which, they remain 2.5 games behind Seattle after a 3-2 loss to Tampa Bay. Rangers remain 3 games back following a 5-2 loss to the Yankees. Angels beat the Athletics for the 2nd straight day, this time 7-5. The Wenatchee Panthers wasted little time scoring its first goal in the WIAA State 4A boys soccer tournament yesterday. Chani Vega put the Panthers on the board in the 5th minute on a free kick, which led to Wenatchee's 5-0 victory. Chase Williams followed Vega's goal in the 10th minute with the first of what proved to be a hat trick on the night in front of a rabid crowd at the Apple Bowl. Wenatchee led by 2 at the break and added 3 more in the second half. They went on for the 5-0 shutout. Miguel Veramontes said getting on the board early was key to help Wenatchee's momentum. He admitted to getting a little caught up in the excitement himself after Vega scored the game's first goal.
Oh, man, I tell the guys we have to lead every single game because when you lead, you control the game, right? And getting that first goal was meant everything for us. I mean, our bench went crazy, I went crazy, and I normally don't celebrate goals out that intensely, but yeah, it was a special one.
Oh, it's huge, it's huge. The momentum we got from that goal is crazy, and then I think it led us to this 5-0 victory, so yeah. Having all the fans, the whole community here supporting us, the soccer program, and like we thrived off energy like that, so.
It's awesome seeing the community come together for one sport, you know, especially soccer. I mean, historically we're pretty good, but making the state tournament is something special, and just seeing how much this means to all of our fans and all of the students, it means a lot to us.
We watched a little film on them separately. Each individual watched a little film, and I think it really helped throughout the game knowing what's to come and, you know, what we're against.
I want to give credit to Olympia. They're a really good team. Unfortunately, they got a red card 25 minutes in, and I mean, always playing one man down at a state tournament is very difficult. So, I mean, they fall hard, and my respect to them.
We put a lot of effort, training. I mean, it's just an unsurreal feeling right now. It's like we're not done yet, but we just keep going.
Vega finished with a couple of goals while Wenatchee allowed just 3 shots on goal from the visiting Bears. Panthers will travel to Tahoma for the second round. That'll be, well, right now, Saturday afternoon. We still don't know exactly the time. The Bears, by the way, edged Eastmont by a final of 2-1. Cashmere's season came to a heartbreaking end after falling to the Bush School in a PK shootout, 2-1. Blazers scored the game's first minutes. The Bulldogs responded in the 17th minute on a free kick by Nate Hodges. The game remained tied at 1-1 until the end of regulation. They went to 2 scoreless overtimes. It became a PK shootout. Bush made all 5 of its shots to advance to end Cashmere's season. Connell proved to be too much for Brewster as the Eagles ended the Bears season 5-1. Cascade awaits a match against Raymond South Bend. That'll be at Mount Tahoma Friday evening at 7 o'clock. Quincy visits North Kitsap tonight in the first round of the state 2A tournament. Well, believe it or not, we're just a little over a week away from another season of summer collegiate baseball for the Wenatchee Apple Sox. Wenatchee's coming off its best season under coach Mitch Darlington, winning the first and second half schedule of the West Coast League in 2024 following a 35-19 regular season campaign. Wenatchee knocked off Victoria and then Bellingham in the playoffs before losing a heartbreaker to Portland in the WCL championship. 1-2 the count. Pitch on the way, swung on and missed, and it ends in a strikeout. The pitch by Busic. Swung on and missed. Beautiful curveball. Listen to the crowd. Oh my gosh.
2 down in the bottom of the 9th. The pitch. Swinging a tapper towards short. Morisaki bobbles, and that's the season.
NCWLIFE channel will broadcast 8 games this summer, beginning with the season opener next Friday against Yakima Valley Pippins. Each broadcast will begin with the pregame at 6:30, featuring yours truly and Brandon Schmitten providing the analysis. That's Check of Sports News. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Wednesday.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at ncwlife.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure, on NCWLIFE. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCWLIFE channel.